Hello and welcome to the first video on this channel. This was originally supposed to be a vlog because I was planning on recording my progress when it came to taking a course that I'm currently working on. I think I'm almost halfway through it, but my main goal was to kind of try and do weekly vlogs. But when I looked back on what I recorded, I just realized it really wasn't that interesting in the moment, so I just thought, as like a halfway done kind of thing, to just kind of showcase the skills and the different stuff that I've learned, and hopefully it should be really interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the SQL. Here we have the spreadsheet, and on a separate page, that's where I did the code at. So this one is just getting the invoice, the identifiers for the orders, and then I used this query to multiply the quantity of the items bought, price. Here we have some of my Excel work that I've done. It's pretty simple, just making a table with the data that there is, so the not amount of sales, but how much is made from the sales over the months. So yeah, just monthly sales, and then the colors represent, whether they're good sales or bad sales, and then we have a chart just kind of showing them over the months, and then I think this is just a sum of the last 3 months. So yeah, 5,600 for October, November, and December. And I also wanted to show good sales to bad sales, and again we can see that represented by the colors right here, and then we can see the chart going down. And then for this one right here we have bad sales to good sales, and then yeah, here we can see it. So it's just going up now. Here is a dashboard that I made. So the thing I'm really proud of with this one is that I actually downloaded a whole data set from, I believe it was Kaggle, and Kaggle, they have a lot of free to download data sets that you can use for projects and stuff, like if you want to make something like this, just a dashboard on Google Sheets. It's really good for that, and then you also get to, experience loading a whole data set into Google Sheets or Excel. Depends on which one you use, but since I am more familiar with Google Sheets, and the course I'm taking also uses Google Sheets for training, it, by default, that's the one that I'm going to use. But yeah, so I've got total order of sales, unique customers, number of orders, average delivery time, and then I'll be honest, I forgot what this one meant, so I'll probably have to go in and try and see what it is again. But then we can see orders per day of the week, membership type, so people with just the standard regular membership for the delivery service, they're usually ordering more, where premium not so much, but there's less newer users. And then we can see here that a majority of the orders are for fast food, and then payment methods, we can see credit card is the highest, cash second, digital wallet third. This is the spreadsheet that I used. This is from the data set that I downloaded. And then here, these are some of the screenshots that I took from my project, which was just analyzing a YouTube channel and also giving insights and advice using the data, how I analyzed it, and just trying to figure out what can be done to make the channel better by going off of past trends with the channel, because the deal with this channel is that the owner of the channel was originally doing really well building views and building subscribers and just like a whole audience, but they haven't been very active. Here we have the views per genre, and then right here we have engagement by genre, So we can see which one brings in more comments, more likes, more subscriptions. Right here we can see that just a tiny bit comedy and gaming videos bring in more subscriptions than just the standard playthrough videos, whereas with the other two, likes and comments, we can see that playthrough gets more of those kinds of engagement. Of course, here we have the gender demographics, and we have a lot more guys watching the videos than girls, but we do still have girls watching, and then even a little bit of unspecified, so people who don't have a specified set gender or anything like that. There's a tiny amount watching the videos. And then of course here we just have, I don't know, more of a general overview of growth, drops, stagnation, uploads, and we can kind of see how they kind of contribute to each other. So right here we have the uploads are really high at the beginning of January, and because of that, growth is also very high. And our stagnation is very low because we have more videos being uploaded, meaning more engagement, and of course, not a lot of inactivity. And then because of how high the growth and uploads are, we also don't really see a lot of drops in subscriptions or any of that. But as they go down, the stagnation is higher because we don't have new content being put out, meaning there's, days without any sort of growth or drops, and it kind of fluctuates, but it does get pretty high outside of January. And then in some points, when uploads are at their lowest, we see an increase in the drops, but when it goes up in uploads and growth, drops go down. Here we have how people find the channel. A majority of them find them through YouTube Shorts, and that is what a majority of the content is. Here we got location demographics, so this just gives us a good idea of where the viewers are from. So we see United States and United Kingdom, with India, Brazil, and Indonesia. And right here we kind of have, sort of ratios of uploads, views, and subscriptions per month. So yeah, we've got all of this by month. So January has over 25 uploads, and then we also have a lot more views because a lot more content's being put out, and then we have a lot more subscriptions. But then as the months go on, the uploads get even smaller. Actually in March, doesn't even look like there are any uploads, but there's still a tiny amount of views and a pretty small amount of subscriptions, which that is still pretty interesting, because as we do look at this, the channel is still getting subscribers, but again, we're not accounting for the subscriptions that are also lost. So while it does look like a significant amount for such little action, these subscriptions might also not be making too much of a difference. And then we've got total views, subscribers, watch time, average view duration, and uploads per month. And we have the top 10 videos by different kinds of engagement. So watch time, subscriptions, likes, and comments. Here is a little bit more of the SQL related stuff that I did for Google Sheets, which I kind of showed at the beginning of the video. I'm just going to look at some more of the stuff that I did that I didn't show. So this is the spreadsheet that I was working with, and here are some of the queries that I did. So it's just bringing in the stock code for the items, the names of the items, and the prices. Here we're looking at the average quantity, so the average amount of items being bought per order, and then also looking at the maximum price. For here, we just have the number of orders per country. So United Kingdom is the top, Ireland is the second most, and then it's between France and Germany for third. And of course, here's the query that I did. So just selecting all the columns, all the rows, and then select H, count H, and then group by H. Hopefully it should get better, and hopefully I have, I don't know, a pretty decent portfolio, I guess I could say, by the time I'm done. But yeah, so thanks for watching, like and subscribe. I should hopefully have a little bit more content coming out, but yeah, thanks for watching, bye.